Hey guys, good morning. My name is Mike and welcome back to the 30 and 30. We've had a long night of wind, cold, and rain off and on. So today we're probably taking care of calves. This is number 22 of the 30 and 30 on Our Wyoming Life. Please don't die on me. Holy! Hey, is there any chance I can get some help? It's just past 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm heading out to check all the cows and all the calves. Like I said, we've had wind and rain and cold temperatures pretty much all night long. It's down to about 28 degrees. The wind chill, of course, is a lot colder than that. So any calves that are born today are probably going to have trouble. And we want to make sure that all the calves that are out here already are okay and safe. So a cold front is moving in, which is going to kind of put us back a couple weeks back into the cold weather, probably some snow along with it. It'll be a nice reminder of what winter was like as we head out here to check on these cows. Now, you got to remember, cows are pretty resilient. Obviously, they've got lots of fur, lots of insulation, and they're able to stay relatively warm. The biggest problem that we're going to have today is with new calves that are born, if any are born. And those calves, you know, they come out wet. They're going to be cold right away. Mom has to take care of them and get them up and get them dried off. And in this kind of weather, that's kind of hard to do. The calves that have already been born out here on the ranch, we're hoping that they're going to be okay throughout all this as well. As we head out here, and I'm kind of just heading straight out to the farthest out cows and calves that we've got. And obviously calves are up and moving, which is what we want moms to be doing at this time. But we do have a brand new calf that was just born right over here. Looks like, no, maybe. There's one. That calf has a tag. What about this one? And this is our newest calf, actually. This is number 17. So not a new calf, but definitely worth taking a look at. So what I want to do right now is just head to a high spot and take a look out and around and just make sure that there's no other cows or calves that are out farther than just half a mile or so away from home. And if they are, they're probably out doing something. It's not something they're not supposed to do, but not the best day to do it. But I don't see anybody out here having a calf. So that's a good thing. The wind blows all night long and you hear it in the house, and I gotta tell you, you don't sleep well because you're worried about what's going on out here. The calves, if there is a calf being born, you tend to just kind of fixate on some of that kind of stuff. So hard to sleep when the wind is whipping. It's about 40-45 miles an hour right now. So one of the things that we do differently from some other ranchers or farmers is that we don't have a calving barn. We actually calve on pasture for our older cows. Heifer cows are calved inside corrals. One of the reasons that we do it that way is for these older cows. They've been doing this a while. They know what they're doing. Calving out on pasture allows them to select where they're going to calve, and they're going to calve in the safest spot that a cow can have one. If we calved in a barn, you're constantly sanitizing the barn. There's a chance for disease to spread really quickly, and it can be a little tricky to manage. So this is the way that it's always been done here on this ranch. We do not have a calving barn built, so that's one of the main reasons we don't calve in a calving barn. But we do have what we call our cow shed, and this allows the cows to get in and out of the weather, especially in weather like this. This is a 40-foot by 100-foot shed, three-sided shed, and it allows the cows to get inside and out of the weather just a little bit. One of the problems is that if a cow decides to calve in here, it's not the best place to do it. Lots of manure in here. We haven't had a chance to clean it out yet this spring with all the cold weather and freezing and everything else that's been going on. So just going to want to stroll through here and make sure there aren't any calves that were born this morning in the cow barn. We haven't had one actually born in here in years. And when they do, the weather seems to be a little bit nicer. So we'll have a cow that'll come in here after we clean it out and have a calf. They're pretty smart. And doesn't look like we have anything going on in here this morning. Morning, Cracker Jack. So the cows that aren't in the cow shed here are actually cows that have recently had calves. They're still not comfortable enough to incorporate their calves into the actual herd. So that's why they're still out, but we want to make sure we look at those calves and they're up and moving, so that's always good. Next stop for us is the heifer corral. We're going to make sure that the heifers that are in here that are left to calve, and we have 2 heifers in here with calves, so we want to make sure they're okay as well. Only 1 heifer out moving around, which means the rest of them were smart enough to get their calves into this shed, which is great. But we just want to make sure we don't have any new calves. So there's our calves that are hanging out in here. I don't see any new ones. And then we have 1 cow that's out in the lick barrel. Also outside, over here in the Aeroquip corral, we've moved number 52 and her calf. She's the cow that came from the feedlot, that had the calf in the feedlot. We actually moved her in here into a separate corral because there was some confusion going on about who's, and we wanted to make sure that they had a chance to bond really well. So her calf is in here taking a little nap, and they look to be pretty good. So far this morning, everybody looks pretty good and happy. We may have a couple cows that are thinking about having calves today. We're going to go out and look at them really fast, and then we'll give you guys a little bit of a break as we continue throughout our day. So as you can tell, weather like this, most cows will kind of hide out and hunker down. The moms, like we talked about earlier, are still out just because they don't want to be incorporated back into the herd yet with their calves, which is okay. We're going to wait for them to feel comfortable enough to do it. But there are a couple cows out here that I think are wandering around that don't have calves, and that's always a red flag for something going on. And if you can't tell who they are or what they are from, 500 yards away, you've got to get a little bit closer. So here's a mom. She's got her calf kind of down here by the pond. They seem to be okay. There are a couple cows, like I said, a little bit farther away. We're going to go down and check these guys out. Make sure they're okay. Yeah, the yellow tags, those are yearling heifers. You can't really tell from, like I said, a few hundred yards away, so better to swing out and check and just make sure. Next thing on the agenda for today is these lick barrels. These just arrived. We talked earlier in the week about the high mag cake that we were giving cows. The only reason I was really giving them the high mag cake was because we didn't have our lick barrels yet. So these are from FBN. They're high mag mineral tubs. Not only do they contain magnesium, but they've also got protein, fat, fiber, calcium, all the vitamins that a cow could need. Vitamin E, A, D, Z, zinc, selenium, magnesium, iodine, all the good things. Problem is that Jeff and I just put lick barrels out not too long ago. So we're gonna go pick up the lick barrels that we put out and get them back into the shop where they can stay dry and warm, and next time we need lick barrels, we can put them out a little bit later. The magnesium, again, is because the grass that's growing out there that the cows are chasing and eating doesn't have any magnesium in it. Magnesium is vital for cows for a lot of different reasons, which I'll explain in just a minute. But Jeff is here. We're going to run out and pick up the old lick barrels. Here we go. Let's see if Jeff can just scoop these up. Maybe not. These are still pretty full, and I don't want you to blow something out. Are we going to tip? Actually, if I tip this forward, can you just drive underneath it? Not over me. I don't know why all lick barrels just don't have magnesium in them. I guess that's just a weird thing, but they don't. Regular lick barrels don't have magnesium for some reason. It's probably a conspiracy. The lack of magnesium, which can cause something called grass tetany in cows. It's basically a magnesium deficiency. It can cause a cow to actually die. It's definitely not anything you want to mess around with. And it usually happens when cows either go out onto pasture from feed, or they go from like an inside corral system or an inside maintenance system to pasture. So when they get into this little grass, it doesn't have any of the magnesium they need. Grass tetany, not something you want to mess around with. Next, symptoms of grass tetany include, but are not limited to, muscle twitching, aggressiveness by the animal herself, and death. So, yeah, not something that's too much fun for us or for the cow. So, still windy, about 40-mile-an-hour winds still. So I realized putting them flat in the bucket really doesn't work. We actually have to put them in sideways so we can fit 4 of these bad boys in the bucket, which makes it so much more fun. don't know if I can fit another one in the bucket. It's going to be close. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, actually, let's just put one of these and just pick up your forks or your bucket. We'll just roll one in. We're good. Okay, one left, last one left to find. I don't know where the heck it's at. We'll find it. I think the cows are mad because we're taking their lick barrels. We'll bring you some back, I swear. Okay, Jeff is heading down this way, guessing because he knows where one's at. I don't have a clue. Hopefully it's down here. Did you lose it, Jeff?
Maybe there were only 3. There might be one over here.
So are we going with it? There's 3?
Yeah, I must have just dropped typo for okay.
You have weird dreams, man. I don't know. We're going to take these back, throw them in the sale barn so that they stay nice and dry like I was talking about. And then we're going to grab 4 more or 3, whatever, and bring them out for these cows who are fairly insistent that they get their lick barrel. So I want to make sure we keep them happy. Next part in today's video is what we were talking about this morning. It's still cold. Wind's still blowing like crazy. It's dried up pretty quick because of the wind, so the rain really didn't have that much of an effect. But we still have our mess up here in the cow shed. So Jeff is actually going to tackle that. He was nice enough to volunteer for that job. So he's going to get up there with the tractor and kind of take you through a little bit of how he cleans out the shed and what's important to him as he does it. So we're going to let Jeff kind of take over the vlog for the last little segment. Then I'll be back to wrap things up. But now let's grab some more lick barrels and make some more happy cows. And if my experience has taught me anything, it's that you'll hit a bump and 2 of them will fall off. We'll see. There it went. Told you I'd lose at least one. All right, let's put that one right where it fell. That looks like a good spot. Well, if I was a betting man, I would have lost. I thought he'd lose 2, only lost 1. Jeff's gonna head back towards the house. Before he takes things over, we're gonna swing through these cows really quick and take a look and make sure nobody's doing anything funny. These guys heading towards the lick barrels. One little calf up here. Hanging out with Mom. I'll just swing up here and see who this is again. Oh, number 15. Hey. Hi, Mama. Hi there. Would you like a piece of cake? Hey. You want a piece of cake? There you go. Good job. Yeah. You want another one? Those are my fingers. Not too aggressive. No. She's a little spooky, but probably should be. She just had a calf not too long ago, so good to be on your guard. Not a bad thing at all. All right, we are just moments away from turning you over to Jeff here as he heads in to clean out some of the cow shed. I don't know if he'll get it all done. I kind of doubt it. It's a big area and there's a lot of manure in there that needs to get cleaned out. But the cows aren't in it right now. It's a great time to get it done. And of course, spring cleaning is top priority right now. And that for us really does start with manure and compost and everything else. So I'll show you really quick where Jeff's going to be working is right up here. This is our cow shed. Jeff is going to be cleaning this out. Along with your help. So hope you're ready to get dirty.
Good afternoon. Ranchhand Jeff here. For those of you who don't know me, I am the helper. I came out here a couple years ago, visited with Mike and Erin, and decided to offer my help. And here I am, 3rd year in. And what we're going to do today is clean out the cow shed, which has been building up mud and poop and hay all winter long. So we've got a nice, hang on while I don't hit something. I can't drive and talk at the same time like Mike can. So we're going to go clean out the cow shed, said that. We've got a little breeze, a spring breeze from northeast Wyoming. It's just blowing about, I don't know, 35, 40 miles an hour. It's been an interesting day. Fighting the wind is terrible. I really, really don't enjoy fighting the wind. So, I'm not big on talking. Like I said, I'm here to help out, because Mike did this by himself for so many years, and I thought, well, that's just not right. So hopefully I'm more of a help than a hindrance. Oof. I haven't broken anything this year, so that's a plus. So this is the shed, and you can see how it's built up, the hay, and, he fed in the wintertime here in front of the shed so the cows would be in protection and still have food available. And now we get to clean it out. And today we're using a John Deere 6410 with some horsepower and some stuff, and we're going to use the bucket. We'll just plow through all this mess, get it cleaned up a little bit, and then we'll get the Bobcat skid steer with the bucket on it and get on the inside, clean all that mess out. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Now I got to find a place to put the camera. That's not going to work. I'm going to try not to dig in too deep. Just get the already did to get the surface stuff off. Get it down here out of the way, and then we'll move it again after it's all done. And this will become part of the compost that'll go into the garden. So I've been at it for a little while, and it's slow going, cleaning out in front of the cow shed here, and running into a little bit of a problem. As you can see, there's still ice underneath here. We've had some warm weather, but this hay insulates real well. So we've got ice that I can't get up, so I've got it uncovered, hoping it'll melt here in, well, not today because it's too windy and cold, but in the next day or two it'll melt down and become good and sloppy. And then with the big bucket, I can't get too close here, so I'll get the Bobcat and I'll clean this out in here so they have a nice clean dry place to rest when they want to. So I'm going to do a little bit of smoothing and see if I can uncover a little bit more ice so we can get that. It's like 2 or 3 inches thick, so I don't want to dig in too deep, of course. So yeah, that's the fun. So that's about it for me. I'm going to keep working a little bit, but I mean, you can only see so much, right? Again, it is absolutely my pleasure to be here helping out Mike and Erin and working alongside Carrie once in a while. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's my dream life going on here. So, yeah, if anybody has any questions for me, Mike has said it before, but I'm going to put it out there. You can email me at jeff@ourwyominglife.com. So yeah, that's about it. I don't expect to see a lot of these Jeff segments because I'm not a talker, but it has been my pleasure. So we'll see you tomorrow. This is, I don't know what number this is, I lose track. But have a great day.
Oh, there's before and after. Now, Jeff, I didn't get a chance to see what you recorded when I gave you the camera. Did you have fun?
No,
No, not at all.
a little. I mean, it's new to me. I'm not a.
You've been here this is your third year here.
Yeah.
And we've been filming the whole time you've been here. Like, it's not your first rodeo.
No, it's not. But I'm not a real. I don't talk.
Right.
I think at one point I said I can't put sentences in order in a row like Mike can.
No, that's called editing. That's all that is. If you notice, a lot of jump cuts. So lots still to do, obviously, here in the barn. How long did it take you to do this little section?
A couple hours.
Couple hours, and of course you got the front done, and you showed all that. So we've got like 4 more hours probably in this barn to get this cleaned up.
About, yeah.
Yep. And we were talking earlier about this is basically the biggest fire that we have to deal with right now, is getting this barn done. If we do have bad weather, which we have coming tomorrow, at least there's some portion of it that's kind of cleaned out if somebody does decide to have a calf in here, which we hope they don't.
And the cows don't mind this.
No.
They come in anyway. It's
They'll
the way
stand
it gets
in
the way it is.
It's probably warm
Yeah.
in a weird kind of sick way.
Well, it's insulated.
Yeah.
Because under the hay and poop out in the front was 2 inches of ice.
That's
across
crazy.
the front.
Isn't that crazy? There's still ice underneath there. We ran into that in the feedlot too.
Yeah.
Still lots of ice. So with that, we're going to cut you guys loose for the day. We've got a lot more still on the way. We're coming up on the end of the 30 and 30, like 7 episodes left, and then we have the 24-hour live stream. Do you have any plans for projects or anything during the 24-hour live stream?
No.
Okay, we need to start working on that,
Yeah.
so we have something to do.
Put our thinking hats on.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have 4 hours of sit and watch TV time. Hey, let's all look at our phones.
Yeah, that's what today is, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Jeff, while he was working in here, I actually got a chance to do some IT work today, and I played internet repairman. And if you've been watching on our website, the webcam for the goats has been down. I got that fixed today, so you can go back and watch the goats do their thing. And Petunia, our pot-bellied pig. Have you made friends with Petunia yet?
No, she doesn't care for me.
She doesn't care for anybody, but we're working on that one too. So lots still on the way. Be sure to subscribe and follow along as we continue along with the 30 and 30. We're almost done, but we'll be back tomorrow right here on Our Wyoming Life.